of the season. Both sides went into the match in fine form, each having won 2 in a row. Of the previous encounters this season, 2 had been drawn. United won the other one narrowly, so another close encounter looked likely as the pair battled for city supremacy. 3 changes in the home lineup. Ivano Benetti recalled Walter Del Rio, Kiko Torres and Massimo Beghetto. Marcelo Marocco dropped to the bench. Dave Mackay and Alessandro Romano dropped out of the picture altogether. Injury ruled out Danny Griffin for the visitors, so Alex Smith drifted in Jim Patterson. Hasnne Al-Joffrey played left back, while David McCracken moved across into central defence. Commentary from Rob McLean.
Beghetto on the overlap. Sara screaming for it far post. Finds his way eventually via Artero. Barry Smith supports. Now Artero and Ray. Getting himself round Al-Joffrey. Good effort, on target. And a good solid save as well from Paul Gallagher. Forcing play from the midfield from Ray. It was a difficult angle, but a useful effort. Touched on by Miller. Here's a chance for Lilly. Just wide. So immediately a chance for United at the other end. It was touched on by Miller into the stride of Lilly. Didn't really catch the shot, and he's disappointed there that he failed to hit the target. Jim Loughlin caught off balance, and he had to take drastic action to work it back to Paul Gallagher, who's made a mistake and sets up Juan Sara with a chance for the opening goal. It's deflected wide by Gallagher. What was he doing? All he had to do there was take a step back inside his area, give himself a little bit more time on the back pass from Loughlin, but he got himself in a real old fankle, and Sara not far away from breaking the deadlock. Long ball from Duff down the middle. Wilkie held off Thompson illegally, says Hugh Dallas. Charlie Miller standing over the ball. Derek Lilly just behind him. It's Lilly! And it's a brilliant save by Julian Speroni. Made it look pretty comfortable, but that was hit with some venom by the Dundee United striker, and that's good handling from the young Argentinian. Ahead of Thompson, back to Stuart Duff. Lofted in, away by Wilkie. Miller's there. Lovely touch. Jim Patterson! United are ahead! A moment of magic from Charlie Miller, with the presence of mind to flick the ball wide to Jim Patterson, and he found himself with enough room to drive the ball in. Lee Wilkie got in the way of it, but he couldn't stop the ball reaching the back of the net. Driven in by Barry Smith. Here's Juan Sara. Was that a handball? Sara certainly reckons so. His head is in his hands in the penalty box. He flicked the ball up and he hoped over Jim Loughlin. It was deflected away, and Sara reckoned it was deflected away with Loughlin's arm. But Hugh Dallas not interested in the penalty claim. Thompson's header. He had more time than he thought. Barry Smith prevents that going behind for a corner. Always a target and a threat in the penalty box, Stephen Thompson. It's Al-Joffrey's throw. Thompson making his presence felt, and Charlie Miller had a chance. Didn't really catch the header properly, and it went wide of target. It was a good run. Saw what was happening in front of him there, Miller, but sadly for him, couldn't direct the header into the back of the net. That's a big kick from Gallagher. Stephen Thompson's in on something here. And he's missed the chance to tie up the points for United. A real opportunity for the Scotland striker. It was route one from Paul Gallagher's kick out. And he tugged his shot wide. I wonder if United will regret that. Good control from Thompson. Looking to get it back from Lilly. Didn't quite happen. Begeto to Milne, a lazy layoff, which sets up Venitis. Good skill from him. Dundee can't keep it. Miller, here's a chance. Another chance for United to make things a little bit more secure. And the chance is thrown away by Venitis. Good positioning and a decent save from Speroni, and that was a real chance for the Greek midfielder to make it 2. Has Neil Joffrey. Tried too much, Lee Wilkie. In from Thompson to Lilly. Derek Lilly, it's taken a deflection. And that made it a very dangerous effort on goal. Corner kick is the outcome. It could have been much more serious for Dundee. A wicked deflection there, and that had Speroni scrambling back. 79 minutes played. Venitis, Lilly, another chance. How many opportunities do Dundee United need to make this safe? The latest one set up by Venitis, and he had a flash at it, did Derek Lilly, and over the top it went.
1-0 for United then, Jim. You were up there. Was that a deserved win for them?
Yeah, there's no doubt it was deserved. I think in the early part of the game, maybe the first 20 minutes, Dundee started quite brightly, had a couple of chances. But after that, Dundee United took control of the game, and I think in the second half they had 2 or 3 really good chances to put the game beyond any kind of doubt at all. But fortunately for Dundee and unfortunately for Dundee United, they missed them.
Yeah, just the one goal then. We're going to take a look at it now.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about this being an own goal, surely.
Yeah, I mean the ball's played in. It's just a ball up in the air. Charlie Miller does really well. He picks up the second ball here and backs in. But he's got that awareness just to lift it over his left foot. Patterson's a great strike. Again, it's a very good save. A little bit like Brotto's earlier on. Doesn't get any breaks at all. And Lee Wilkie, I think it's his 22nd birthday today. Not the best birthday present for him, I'm afraid, Lee. But see here, it's a great save, and unfortunately for Lee Wilkie, he's just trying to get in and cover the goal. It ricochets off him, but has to go down as their own goal, I think. Yeah,
actually good to see Jim Patterson back. He's another player who's had his injury problems. A lot to offer on that left-hand side, it seems to me.
Yeah, well, I think he played the shape very well today. They allow Charlie Miller to have a free role, and Craig Easton, Venitis and Patterson worked very, very hard in midfield to contain, certainly today, to contain the Dundee midfield, and done it very well. And but he managed to get forward there and contribute to his side's winning goal.
OK, let's get the thoughts of Ivano Benetti, not a happy man.
I'm disappointed. Obviously, all the time when you lose in a derby specifically, you are disappointing. Disappointed because I think it was a poor game as well, because we didn't play well, even at United. It was a bad game anyway. But apart that, I think the referee's done well, apart one occasion, and it could be the difference. Because I think there was a big penalty for us. It was handball, definitely.
Well, we're racking our brains, Chick, trying to work out what that incident might have been that Ivano Benetti was talking about. This was horrendous, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't realise there was big penalties. I thought they came in standard sizes, actually. But
well, if there are big ones, this is a big one.
No, that's a stick-on penalty. Hugh Dallas, I don't know what that's all about there. He's trying to indicate that he thinks it hit his chest or something. But, I mean, that's the Harlem Globetrotters, isn't it? I mean, that is definitely a penalty kick, and Hugh will be watching that tonight, wondering if he's still be going to Japan in Korea.
I've never seen an elbow quite so high when a guy's got both feet still on the ground. I mean, it was just so blatant.
It was a penalty kick. I mean, I'm sure that Hugh would hold his hands up in much way, same way as the defender did actually, and say, yeah, that was a penalty kick. He's made a mistake, and that's it. They should have had a penalty. OK, we saw Charlie Miller. He was involved in setting up the goal, and throughout he had a part to play, didn't he, Jim? Yeah, well, I thought Charlie Miller was the best player on the pitch today. I think the United defence as a unit were excellent, but you see him here, surrounded by 3 players, great feet, checks one way, checks the other way.
you know, he still finds time and space to play the pass. Again, he's a little ricochet, but again, he's got enough about him to see what's happening, slot a little ball through, and you know, keep his side ticking over. And all the time, he's always aware of situations. Showed a little bit of body strength there. And you know, for me, he was very creative right throughout the game. Should have probably done better here. Maybe if there's a little weakness in his game, it's maybe just no scoring enough goals. He plays in that forward position just behind the strikers, and he does it very well, very effective right throughout the game. And I said he was instrumental in setting up the goal. And when Bertie Vogts and everyone's talking about Scottish players, he's looking right across the equator. I think for every player, any connection to Scottish, for a Scottish descendant, and Charlie Miller's not one of them. I'm quite surprised, because I think at home in particular, he's the kind of guy that can unlock tight defences.
Alex Smith, happy with Charlie Miller, and happy too with his whole team's performance.
We had opportunities late in the game, in the last 20 minutes particularly, to get it to 2, and when you don't take them, you're always concerned that you might lose one late in the game and get punished. But we managed to keep a clean sheet, and everybody played their part. I thought Loughlin and McCracken were magnificent at the back, and of course Charlie in the middle was just superb.
Alex Smith would clearly agree with Jim Duffy that he's worth a look by Bertie Vogts, would you?
Yeah, I think when you're known just by your first name, Charlie, that's a degree of how famous you become, you know, in a Eusebio Pelé sort of way. No, I mean, I don't think there was. I think Charlie's bottom lip was quivering a wee bit when he didn't get mentioned in either of the squads. But Bertie Vogts has named 2 squads for 2 international matches. Of course, the game against Dundee United as well coming up. Charlie Miller's time will come if he keeps playing on that. No one ever doubts Charlie's ability. You know, he's a traditional Glasgow Tinnerball player. He comes from the right area, from Castlemilton, the south side of Glasgow. And I think his time will come if he keeps playing like that. You know, that's all he has to do, put the games together. No doubt of his ability. And I'm sure Bertie Vogts will give him an mention. But
the point he was making was there were over 50 players listed for those 2 squads, and he couldn't even get into the top 50.
Yeah, but it's a changing world, and it will be. I mean, they still has to name the squad for the tour to Korea and Hong Kong, and maybe I don't know what Charlie's doing for his summer holidays, but he might have to cancel them and prepare for that tour. I mean, it's performances like that which will attract. I'm sure Bertie Vogts doesn't have anything against Charlie Miller. I'm sure if he watches that tonight, he'll encourage him to come into the squad. It was a wonderful virtuoso performance. There's no doubt about that.